Hello, welcome back to another reading vlog. The theme of this reading vlog, or at least what I think the theme of this reading vlog is gonna be emotional. You know, I want to read books that are going to make me feel some emotions. The last couple of books I've been reading have been all romance books, all nice, some more than others, but all like romance, cutesy vibes. Some of the romances have been a little traumatic, but nothing too crazy, nothing to make me like clench my chest or feel teary-eyed. Actually, I might have lied. I did get teary-eyed in the last book I read. But that's not the point. I was walking in the bookstore yesterday. Don't ask me how I ended up in the bookstore when I told myself I'm not buying any books. But the point is, I saw this book. I actually saw it on TikTok the day before, and it's called Monday's Not Coming. And I said, this sounds good. So yes, this is gonna be the first book of the reading vlog today. This is by Tiffany D. Jackson, and I saw one review on TikTok about it, and she didn't really talk about the book in the review. She just said it was amazing, you need to read it, and that was enough for me to pick it up once I read the synopsis. This book is a thriller. I don't know if it touches on more than just like a typical thriller because it was in the political section of the bookstore, so I don't know if there's more to this story. So we're gonna read it together and find out. The reason I think this one's gonna be an emotional read is because on the front of the book it says this is a mesmerizing punch in the gut story. This book is about how the FMC's best friend goes missing and nobody notices she's gone except for the female main character, and nobody cares until they found her a year later. From what I got from the very beginning of the book, the one page I did read, they are in 8th grade when this happens, so it is a young adult's book, which are my favorite. But again, the one review, I don't know, spoke to me, so here I am. I think we're gonna go ahead and take it outside. It's like the perfect weather. It's like 67 degrees. That's my perfect weather. I do not like to be hot. So I'm gonna go ahead and read outside for a little bit and I'll be back. It is the next day. I read the first 50 pages and then I stopped. I wasn't really too into it and I decided to listen to it and like follow along. And I did that, listen to it throughout majority of the day yesterday. I am now 30 pages left. I read about 20 pages myself since I've gotten up today, but I listened to the majority of the book. I'm going to listen to the rest of it while I make some breakfast, and then I will come back with my final thoughts. I'm gonna let it settle for a little bit because this book is very heavy. All right, so it's been a few hours since I finished Monday's Not Coming, and I'm going to give my final thoughts on this book. First, I want to talk about the genre. It is categorized as a fiction, mystery, thriller, and suspense. It touches on topics of social issues, family violence, and neglect. I want to say I've never read anything like this, so it was really hard for me to put my review and my thoughts into words, which is why I've taken quite a few hours to talk about it. So the main FMC name is Claudia. Her best friend goes missing, as you know, and the whole book is in her point of view. It goes through 3 timelines of past, present, and future. I was a little confused when it would change between the after and the before. I wasn't really seeing what was different between the two, so that could have been just on me. The first half of this book was very slow. I read the first 50 pages and then listened to most of it. I read a couple, like 20 pages towards the end of the story and then listened to the last 20 pages. I will say that listening to it is what helped me get through this book because I was waiting for something to happen and I didn't feel like anything happened until the last 120 pages of the book. I am glad I did finish it though. Even though it's not my favorite book ever, it's something that's different from what I usually read, and for that I am happy that I did read it. This book is categorized as YA, and the main character, I think she was around 12, 13, sometimes 11, 12, depending on when the timeline jumped. And I don't know if it was because she was so young or if it was how it was written, but I wasn't super connected with the main character or the other characters in the story. So when the events that would pull big emotions out of you happened, I wasn't fully in it. I could still empathize when the heavy events and the sad things happened, but I wasn't super sad or super in it as much as I would have liked to be. Like the punch in the gut story that says on the front, I did not feel the punch in the gut, but I did feel slight sadness with the circumstances. But all in all, I would give this book a 3.5 out of 5. I was glad I read it and I would recommend it, but just beware, it's very heavy. Okay, so I know how when this video started, I was like, I want something to make me cry. I'm over that. That just happens when you are a mood reader. I am now in the mood for something completely different, maybe something that might piss me off a little bit. And that's where this next book comes in, Hate by Tate James. I've been wanting to read this book for a few months, and I happened to fall upon this book when I was in the bookstore the other day, and it was $6. I didn't know Books A Million had a bargain section until I was watching a YouTube video, and so I went there, got this bad boy for $6. So the FMC was framed for a deadly riot and she was charged, and now she's released, and the only thing on her mind is hate, which I am assuming means she wants to get revenge. When she arrives in town, thanks to her father's shiny new girlfriend, she finds all 3 of them living in her house right down the hall. So I believe this is kind of like a dark romance. Reading the synopsis of this kind of reminds me of Corrupt by Penelope Douglas, and I had such strong feelings for those male characters. Like, I did not like them at all. And whoever ended up with the FMC, I did not want that to happen. I was not rooting for the love in that at all, because those boys pissed me off so bad. And I feel like this might get the same visceral reaction out of me. We will see. So I just want to read something that's going to make me feel completely opposite of this, because this was very heavy and sad. Even though I said I wasn't like fully feeling the emotions, I still felt them. And for that, I want to read something completely different. I don't even know the genre of this. I'm assuming romance, but I don't know like what else. Is it dark romance? I don't know. So we're gonna read this and find out. Time for my first update. It is the next day. I am on page 140. I was not expecting to read that much yesterday, but the book is just so easy to read that I'm suddenly on chapter 18. I got the genre wrong. This is a college romance, enemies to lovers, why choose kind of vibe, and not kind of vibe, that is what it is. And honestly, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. It's just like a fun, silly, goofy, childish time, and this is just what I needed right now. There was a point where I was on like page 20 when one of the guys said something and I was like, please don't do this to me. But I just had to put myself in the mindset of this is like a fun time. Like, this is not gonna be the best book I've ever wrote. It's not gonna be the best book I've ever read in my life. Obviously not, especially with the genre. So I'm just here for a good time and I'm vibing. I didn't expect, like I said, to get through, well, on Goodreads it says 33%, but like, is it me or does that look like more than 33? It looks closer to 50%, but yeah, that's where I'm at. So I'm gonna read some today, I think. Yeah, not right now. I don't know what I'm gonna do right now. I'm kind of sick. My stomach hurts, so I'll figure it out. But yeah, so far, I'm loving it. Love the confidence of Madison Kate. Wait, is that her name? They say her name so much. Okay, yeah, that is her name. They say her name so much. It's like, girl, you should know her name by now. We got Madison Kate, Kodiak, Max, Archer. Look at me paying attention. We haven't really gotten too far into the plot. She is living with the guy. She hates them because they framed her for a crime she didn't commit. That's not even funny. I don't know why I laughed. And she just tried to, like, you know, do some pranks on them, get them out of the house basically. So we're still on that vibe. There's no like feelings for them yet, other than like physical. There's no feelings for anybody yet. So yeah, we're just vibing, going through college and living with 3 guys she hates. So it's pretty much where we're at right now. I'll be back when I read something more, or maybe even finish. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see the vibes for today. We got some new scenery. I'm in the car The lighting is so bad, like the sun is just nowhere near me. But I'm about to read another book. I will do the recap of Hate when I'm back home and I have it in my hands. But for now, we're gonna move on to Reckless by Elsie Silver. I want to wrap up the Chestnut Springs series, so I have book 4 and book 5 that I need to read. So while I'm in line for the admissions test, I'm gonna start reading Reckless and yeah, get into it. I honestly can't see myself rating this anything less than a 4 because I've rated all the other Elsa Silver books I've read a 4, I believe. So I feel like I already know my rating, but we're gonna go ahead and get started. This one is about Winter and Theo. Winter is Summer's sister, who you've seen in book 2, I think, or is it book 1? It might be book 1 actually. Her sister, and then Theo is, actually, I don't know who Theo is, but we're gonna read it. We're gonna vibe. Small town contemporary romance, and I have to move the car now, so once I get parked again, I'm gonna start reading. Okay, it's been some hours. It's actually time for me to go to bed, but I have to talk about Reckless. I am on page, whatever, chapter 15. Why have I almost cried? Okay, so I didn't know this was a pregnancy trope. I kind of went in blind. I've read every other book in the series, so I know the vibes I'm getting myself into. Theo, I was gonna say, I don't know if I've ever cried so early in the book. I'm pretty sure I might have before. I didn't actually cry, but I had to stop reading because I was like, oh no, Theo, Sylvia is going to make me break out in tears. Oh my God, he's so sweet. And I don't want to spoil it, but just, I was getting annoyed because there's like miscommunication trope in this book, which I don't like. But I kept reading and they had a conversation and then things are where they are now and I'm happy with where they are, and I almost cried. So that's how I'm feeling about that book, thoroughly enjoying myself. But I do want to give my final thoughts on Hate. I finished reading this book 2 or 3 days ago. It was a very fast read, but I honestly don't know how I feel about this book. It ended on a cliffhanger. Like, I didn't have any thoughts. I was so confused. I had to read like people's Goodreads reviews to see if I resonated with anything so that I could form my own opinion by other people's opinions, because I literally was like gobsmacked. I didn't know what to think. I feel like the romantic relationships, because I'm pretty sure this is characterized as a romance book, did not develop. Like Madison Kate's relationship with every single guy just didn't really get past surface level. So I wish there was more development of the actual romantic relationships. And I understand this is book 1 of a series, but I kind of felt like the book was incomplete. Like, I just feel like nothing really happened. I had so many more questions at the end of the book than I had answers. So I don't know how I feel. I feel like I am intrigued enough to read book 2. If book 2 disappoints me, then I would stop the series. So I think I might give book 2 a go. All around, I would give this a 3.5 out of 5. It was entertaining. It was just like a lighthearted time. Not the best literary piece of work, but it also wasn't the worst, and it was entertaining. So for that, I gave it a 3.5 out of 5, and I will try book 2. Now we have to get back to this story, because I did just say I need to go to bed, and I probably will within like the next hour and a half, but right now I will be continuing to read this. Okay, it's been another day or two, and I am gonna give my final thoughts on Reckless. I absolutely love this book so much. Earlier I said I couldn't imagine myself giving it anything but 4-star, but I lied, because this is a 5-star. I was not expecting it, but I just loved Winter and Theo's dynamic. I love them separately. I love them together. Theo was very much acts of service, and that is my love language. Like, show me you love me. And he did that. So I absolutely loved it. I ate it up. I did not know this was a pregnancy trope. I had to read the synopsis just now, like after I finished the whole book, to make sure I didn't spoil it, but it mentions it on the back of the book. I'm no words. Like, I loved Winter's cold exterior because she's been hurt by so many people that she just like built up these walls. And then like Theo was just this bundle of sunshine, just came in, and they worked so well together. Chef's kiss. I absolutely loved everything about this. This is definitely my favorite of the series thus far. I'm actually currently reading Hopeless right now. I'm not going to talk about it in this video because I'm about to wrap it up, but like I said, I wanted to finish the series, so reading book 4 and 5, but book 4, 5-star. Loved it. Like I said, that was pretty much it for this video. It's getting pretty long, so I'm gonna wrap it up. Thank you for watching me mood read throughout the week, and if you enjoyed, come back for more. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one.